Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. My name is Michelle and I'm an intuitive astrologer. I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So today I will talk about the month of September 2024 for each and every single sign, but I will start off with a little bit of a general description of this month. So sit tight and let's start, because September is quite a big month. Not only do we have some retrogrades coming up, big retrogrades, big changes, big shifts, we're also going to have a partial full moon lunar eclipse. Okay, so at the beginning of the month, we're going to have Mercury stationing direct, which is a good thing. So we're finally over Mercury retrograde. There will be a little bit of a shadow period after, so make sure to wait a few more days if you can before signing any contracts. But we do have Mercury in a square with Uranus. And Uranus at the beginning of the month is stationing retrograde. So we have, on one hand, we have Mercury stationing direct, and then Uranus is stationing retrograde, which means there's still a bit of miscommunications going on. And this square can also indicate power cuts, electricity going off, unexpected communication, which is like you're blurring something out, and this could be a brilliant idea. Okay, you're blurring something out and people are like, wow, that's absolutely amazing that you just said that. Okay, but on the other hand, it could be unexpected things that you were saying that maybe you wish you didn't say. So just be careful with your words. But as Uranus is very unexpected, you cannot really control it that much. Okay, and we do have this aspect at the beginning of the month, and also on the new moon, which will happen in Virgo at 11 degrees and let me say exactly 11 degrees and 4 minutes. Okay, and this new moon is in an opposition with Saturn. So basically what is happening here, because Virgo in general is a sign that it's ruled by Mercury, so thinking, maybe overthinking, and as a Virgo I can confirm that. And when it's in an opposition with Saturn, there is a feeling, a bit of an anxious feeling, that you have to do everything right. I have to follow my duty, I have to finish my responsibilities. So you're gonna have a bit of a heavy feeling of not finishing everything in time and being a bit overloaded with responsibilities, but you also find the strength to get through them. Because what does Virgo do? They analyze the situation, they see all the possibilities, because that's the talent of Virgo. They can analyze, and they're very good at the energy of Virgo is very good at predicting the potentials, right? And that's why Virgos can be seen, or people with a lot of planets in Virgos can be seen as a bit anxious, because they are looking at all the different possibilities, things that can go wrong, right? So they are the ones that can prevent certain things from happening by having cautious measures, things like that. So depending where this is in your chart, which I'm going to discuss with all the signs, Virgo is really all about, it's about cleaning up your life, cleaning up, because Virgo likes to organize. And this is not just organizing the mind, this is organizing your life in general. So this is the time to do it. And you will have the responsibility that's gonna weight you down, so you're gonna go for it. Okay, so we still have this Mercury in a square with Uranus. So like I said, there could be some power cuts, unexpected situations with maybe even social media, an outage of social media, outage of electricity. But there could be brilliant ideas that can come forward, okay? Or something that maybe worked in the past, then people didn't work with that anymore, but can come back, right? And people are saying, actually, this was a very forwarding idea. Why didn't we work with that before? This could be in a company or in general. Another major thing, at the beginning of the month, Pluto is going back in the sign of Capricorn. And it's going to be there for the last time. And Pluto's been going back and forward in Aquarius, and then back to Capricorn, and back to Aquarius. And it's rounding up its time with Pluto in Capricorn, right? And Capricorn is the father, it's authority, but also the government, right? And may it be that the elections are one day after Pluto is going back into Aquarius, which probably is a major thing, right? And I don't like to talk politics and all these kind of things. That's not my specialty. I like people to grow, but I do think it's a very exceptional thing that Pluto, one day after Capricorn going back in Aquarius, it will be back on the 4th, and on the 5th there are the elections. So I think that's a pretty huge thing. So there's going to be a lot of changes when it comes to governmental structures, the way we see authority. Okay, this could be on a global level. I mean, the politics are just an example, but this could also mean you're going to look at authority differently, right? Because before, maybe people would earn a certain spot, but now we're in a place where people can claim themselves authority pretty quickly, right? As long as you kind of make a good strategy, you can become authority. So people are going to question authority more than ever, right? Who am I dealing with? And unfortunately, that's the reality of today. And Aquarius is more about freedom. It wants equality. So this is a good time for you to become authority, but there's a bit of extremes there, because Pluto is all about extremes. So how far do we take equality? How far do we take freedom, right? Can everybody just be a boss? Or how far do we name certain things or label certain things? Where do we stop? Is there an ending? And these questions will arise. We'll also see a rise in technology, right? AI will go too far, maybe. And Pluto will show you the extremes. So ultimately it can be a transition into the best solution. Okay, people with strong Pluto placements like me or like others, we know that we had to go through extremes to ultimately come to the conclusion that there is a midway, and which is better, you know. And people without Pluto, strong Pluto, they don't have to go through the extremes. But through these extremes, there is a lot of wisdom to be gained, right? So it really depends on your life path and where you're going to. Okay, so then during this new moon in Virgo, we have Neptune retrograde in a square with Mars. And usually when I see Mars and Neptune together, and Mars is still in Gemini, okay? It's going to move soon into the sign of Cancer, but for now it's in Gemini. So this is about communication. And when we have a square with Neptune, it's about foggy communication, right? It's maybe fighting, arguing, but you don't know where you're going. You don't know what's going on, where to go. And I think a really good example is in my own life, where we are in this beautiful new place in the nature, and I chose a different stage today. And the internet, Uranus, and Mercury retrograde, right? So we decided to have internet in Mercury retrograde with a strong Uranian vibe. And Jupiter and Mars makes you more explosive in your words. And yeah, we didn't have internet. So I got pretty angry about that. We still don't have it. And this is a typical thing of Mars square Neptune, right? Like you're arguing about something, but you can't see the truth. You can't see the whole, you don't know what's going on. So there might be some arguments in your life and you're really not sure what's actually caused this, or where it's going, or maybe you're feeling like there could even be a bit of betrayal by someone, right? Maybe someone is not fully what they seem to be. So be aware with right now when people are showing you something like really good offers, just use your, because we're in September, use this Virgo rationality to see like, hey, is this something I should accept? Or is this really, do the research, do all the analytical stuff. So you make sure that you're not falling into any kind of scam. Okay. We have we have Venus in a trine with Pluto. And the major thing as well is that Venus is in a conjunction with the South Node. So, and Lilith is in between, right? And I'm not really usually going into the asteroid, but we have Lilith and we have Juno, Juno, in a conjunction with each other, right? And Venus loves to be in Libra. It's a beautiful, beautiful placement. So when Lilith is there, there could be a little bit of a betrayal. So maybe someone from the past, because the South Node is related to the past, could be coming back and could be a little bit not what they seem. Or there is some passion that is unresolved, right? And it could turn into something more because we do have Juno there. And Juno is more about serious relationships. So someone might be coming back and you decide what you're going to do with that, okay? So a lot of breakups during the South Node in Libra and the North Node in Aries because people feel like they want to be more independent, have more authenticity, right? And couples that are already very independent or they already have their they already follow their own passion, they won't be broken by this placement. But if you're really dependent on each other, you might suddenly have felt like you wanted to be free or you wanted to break free from certain things. And around this month, you might come back to each other, talk to each other, maybe, even come back, or you're going to say like, hey, we tried again and maybe it's not for us. It's not going to work for us. So these are a bit of the headlines. I'm obviously going to make a separate video for this new moon, so I will discuss everything more in detail over there. And we also have a partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. So this is the first one of the Pisces Virgo axis. So Pisces and Virgo are both very spiritual signs, right? Because usually they say about Pisces that they're very spiritual, but they work in different ways because Pisces is more intuitive, more creative, and Virgo is more about the mind. So they're looking for at intuition more from a mind perspective, but they can sense things coming just as much as Pisces. Pisces just have it's more also about the big picture. Well, Virgo looks at a bit the smaller picture, the details, things that other people are skipping. That's where Virgo comes in, okay? So we're going to have this full moon lunar eclipse, and it's in a square with Jupiter in Gemini. So when there's a square with Jupiter, this is not necessarily a bad thing, okay? Because Jupiter is a nice planet. It's just that you don't really feel where your boundaries are. So with a square here, you can overdo something or underdo something. So you could be overly relying on your intuition and not enough about your rationality. So you need to merge those two things because some people are too much up in the air, too much into their own world and too little on the ground. And this is where you're missing certain details. So you're going to have to put these two signs together. Both Pisces, who is imaginative, romantic, creative, right? And the intellect. And I'm not saying Pisces is not intellectual because one of the biggest intellects were Pisces, okay? But they have the big picture, the imagination to get stuff done, right? Just like, like really, oh my God, Mercury retrograde is hitting my head. So but there are a lot of huge investigators or huge innovators in the world, and they had the big picture, okay? So you have to work with both these energies. And Saturn is in an opposition with Mercury around this day. So there might be some restricted communication. And because Saturn is in retrograde, it could be that a conversation that happened earlier is going to happen again. Okay, needs to happen again. You have to re-talk things through with someone or with yourself. That really depends on the situation, right? I just told myself that I wouldn't do this again, but maybe you did. And now you have to have a conversation with yourself, okay? So difficult conversations need to be had. Venus is in a trine with Jupiter, which is lovely because Venus is still in Libra around this full moon. And it's in a trine with Jupiter in Gemini. So this is a lovely time, a romantic time, creative time. This can really break, it can lead to a bit of overindulgence, this full moon. But at the same time, we also have a Uranian aspect because the sun and the moon are in a positive aspect with Uranus. So new ideas and a new settlement of imagination and your logical mind that's going to organize that. We have Mercury in Virgo, which is strong, and this full moon is in a conjunction with Neptune. So your creativity and your ideas this day might actually bring you forward for a very long time, because eclipses, they are changing things in your life on the long term, okay? These are not short-term ideas or short-term changes. So anything that happens around this day is going to set things for a longer time. I think I've spoken enough. Because otherwise I'm going to be speaking for too long, right? And from the 22nd of September, we're going to have Libra season. So, and yeah, that's going to be more for next month, I would say, okay? But we do have at the end of the month, now I see, which is quite important to mention, is that the sun is going to be close to the south node. So that means past life situations with yourself, okay, with your identity. So things that are going to recur again to really discover who you truly are. It could be becoming more selfless, right? Doing a selfless act around this time. Trouble with father or resolutions with your father, okay? So because Libra is the sign of balance and harmony, everything that you will do around these subjects are ultimately to create harmony, right? That's why Libra is the sign of law, because you want harmony and a harmonious situation. That's why everything comes in couples. If you decorate, you should do it equal, especially if you have a lot of Libra energy. Anyways, let's go through all the signs. So I'm going to put... Let's go to all the signs. And we're going to Aries first. So Aries, for you, September, Virgo season will be in your 6th house. So this is all about your routines. This is about your health as well. And I do have to say, Aries, this is really a time that you do have to watch your health, because this new moon in Virgo on the 2nd or 3rd, depending on where you're located, is going to be in an opposition with Saturn in your 12th house, okay? So something that was maybe unconscious or not very visible to you might be coming up again. And I do recommend you to go to either a doctor or go to, a holistic specialist, feeling your own intuition, what resonates with you, okay? And do some kind of checkup. This is also a time to do specific diets that are good for your health. Maybe you want to do a fasting, or you want to do like a juice cleanse, or just cut certain things out of your diet. If you're eating too much sugar, or you've been drinking a little bit too much wine, things like that. It's a really nice time now to look after yourself, to do some sports, and to mix that very well with rest, because Saturn in the 12th house wants you also to rest, not do too much, right? So find the right balance over there. We have Venus in your 7th house in a conjunction with the South Node. And this is in the sign of Libra. So definitely for a lot of you, you might have an ex coming back. I know it sounds very cheesy, but the astrology is there. So some of you will hear from someone from the past and even retry that, okay? We have Lilith in the mix that could bring a little bit of cheekiness. Is this a genuine comeback, or is this a cheeky, let me see if I can still have this person come back, okay? So make sure that this is someone with the right intentions for you. You have Uranus in the second house in a square with Mercury in the fifth. So there might be some miscommunication with your children about money or with your romantic partner. So make sure you're on the same line if you're in a relationship with your partner about money. Okay, this could also be that you need sudden money to fulfill certain hobbies or something you're doing on the side of work. This is not about your main job. Obviously, sixth house is also about your work. So work is important, but do not overwork. Saturn in the 12th house is telling you, Aries, do not overwork, okay? Work, be healthy, come back to yourself, but that also involves rest. Doing too much at the same time is not working, okay? And then we have, let me go. On the 17th of September, we have this lunar eclipse, and this is going to be in the sign of Pisces, which is in your 12th house. So Aries, you have a massive opportunity to break a lot of karmic cycles, okay? And these also have to do with first your health. So we're going back to your health. We're going back to work, and also communication at work, okay? Maybe you need to talk something through. Some of you are going to quit your job. You're going to be like, maybe this is not what I'm looking for. If you're not quitting your job, you could get through a solution, but make sure to listen and not talk too much, because Jupiter is in your third house and your communication is off the charts. But give the other people a chance to talk so you can resolve it together. I have this cute cards. Secret garden, which I think looks a bit like a secret garden, isn't it? I think this looks like a cute secret garden. So yeah, Pluto back into your 10th house for a bit. So again, you're revising. Am I happy with my work? Is this what I want to do? Do I want to make any changes? And I get forgiveness. So Aries, who do you need to forgive? A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. So it's about forgiveness. And some of you even just need to forgive yourself. Like maybe you feel like you haven't seen things as clear as you could have. There could have been some miscommunications with someone. Okay. But during this full moon, there could definitely be a love potential for some of you, because Venus in your 7th house is in a trine with Jupiter in the 3rd. So you can be meeting someone on a trip. You could be going with someone on a trip, okay? With your partner, with someone you just met. And with South Node in the 7th house, doesn't have to be an ex, can also be an ex-partner, past life partner, sorry. Strength. Okay, don't let weeds and thistles cultivate in your garden. So don't let people, strength, stop you from the direction that you're going to. So maybe you've had some people in your life that were creating obstacles for you. So you didn't move as quick as you would like to. But September is a bit quicker than August, okay? It's still not the quickest month, but it's a bit quicker because August was a slow month. September is going to be a little bit better, okay? But still not a full action, full-on opportunity. Okay, so new opportunities will be created for you. And since we do have this Uranian vibe, there's no use looking for luck, right? It arrives at unexpected times. So sometimes you have to let go in order to allow the universe to bring you all these lucky times, these good times. So that's my message for you, my lovely, lovely Aries. I hope you like this video. And if you want to see more of this, more of the garden, part of the garden, I'm going to sit in different parts. And I was so nervous about the weather because the weather was a bit shaky, but in the end, it turned out just cloudy and lovely weather. So anyways, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. I'm going to post a video soon about the house. I'm going to work on that, but work is just keeps coming, distracting me from the big projects, right? I'm a Virgo. I stick to the details instead of going to the big focus. Luckily, I have a partner who is more focused on the big stuff, which is good for me. Anyways, thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time. Let's move on to Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, I'm going to put up the chart. Let's start with this new moon for you. Okay, so for you, we have Virgo season, right, in September, at least up until the 22nd. It's going to be Virgo season, and this will be in your 5th house. And we have this new moon in Virgo right there in the 5th house in an opposition with Saturn in the 11th house, okay? So there could be a little bit of a clash between your romantic partner and your friends. Maybe they have some comments to say or something that you don't completely sit right with, or maybe you're gonna take this advice. At the same time, the 5th house is about hobbies, your creativity, and it could block your creativity a bit, but there could also be a strong responsibility and duty that you want to go for it. Because don't forget, Virgo is a fellow earth sign. So your ascendant, your moon, especially if it's around 11 degrees, right? This new moon is at 11 degrees. If your Taurus sun, moon, or rising, you have this trine pushing this up, lifting it up, and you would feel more responsibility towards finishing up stuff. Maybe you've been feeling weighted down, like showing your talents to the world, right? Like you could have wanted to have some social media, or you wish more people knew about it, but you're afraid to speak up or to promote what you're doing, right? Because Saturn in the 11th house makes it more, I'm going to keep things to myself. I don't want to show off too much. I want to show people how hard I'm working and what I'm working on. And this is how I want to sell myself, which I totally respect because that's a really nice approach. But sometimes you can speak up a little bit more about what you are doing, okay? Venus in Libra is going to be at the beginning of the month, almost the whole month Venus is going to be in Libra, but right now we're at the beginning of the month. Venus is going to be in the 6th house. It's in conjunction with Lilith and the South Node, okay? So for some of you Taurus, watch your heart, okay? This is very severe, don't worry. Could be a broken heart, could be just a little bit of pressure over there. But if you feel anything, go to the doctor, please. This is just extreme situations. On the good side, some of you are going back to an old job, so somewhere you worked before. And in this job, you're going to, maybe find a new opportunity and a good chance. But before you start this new job, if you can have a rest or take a rest, this is necessary. And with the North Node in the 12th house, a lot of you Taurus have taken some time off or rest this year because you realized that maybe you were a little overworked. And in this time, you could have figured out new talents, new hobbies, new creativities, right? Jupiter in the 2nd house is bringing new ways of making money, new options of making money, especially if you are a Taurus rising. And Uranus is still in your sign, will still be in your sign for a while, but it's more at the end. And it's making a square with Mercury in the 4th house. So important is that you, how do I say that? Important is that you communicate clearly with family, okay? There could be some unexpected conversations, some unexpected news regarding your house. If you are maybe selling or buying or you moved homes, there could be some unexpected news coming there. I cannot tell you what, because Uranus is unexpected. It's really, you cannot really tell what's going on. Pluto is back into the sign of Pluto. So if you're a late degree Taurus, you will have a square there. Am I saying that correctly? No, it's not a square, it's a trine. Okay, Mercury retrograde is crushing my brain. Anyways, it's actually a square with people that are early degree, most likely because, so it would be a trine. Yeah. Okay, good. So, yeah, in that case, a trine with Pluto is refine and you will revise things about what your belief system is. So your belief system is really important. You've developed that, you've questioned a lot of things, and you've learned a lot about higher education. So maybe you went into yoga, you went into spirituality, and you just learned a lot, maybe from one teacher, from different teachers, and this could be from YouTube, or you actually did some kind of coaching programs that really taught you more about what you think about the world. And you could have investigated a lot about different rabbit holes, cultures, languages, but it left you wiser in the end, okay? And then we're gonna go to around the 17th and 18th, depending on where you're located, Taurus, we're going to have this partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. So this is going to be the first one related to the Virgo Pisces axis, and you know, this is going to be at 25 degrees. So check if you have any planets at 25 degrees in either Virgo or Pisces, right? And it can still impact you, because especially if you have planets at around 25 degrees in your chart as well. So this moon is going to open up a lot of your creativity, okay? A lot of your creativity. Maybe your hard work, you're going to show it to the world. You're going to show a side of yourself that maybe other people haven't seen of you yet. And this could create strains in your relationship with friends, right? Because Saturn is really showing you who are your true friends. And Saturn prefers to have few friends than a lot of fake friends, okay? So this moon is definitely enhancing creativity, especially with this positive aspect with Uranus in the first house, second house, Jupiter. This is in a square with this full moon, so there could be a breakthrough when it comes to money. Just don't overspend it, because when there's a square with Jupiter, people often don't know where the limits are with spending money when you receive it. So I have this beautiful card deck, and look at this. It's quite similar, isn't it? Yep. Let's get you a card, Taurus. Retreat. Look at that. Maybe some of you are going to a retreat. Literally, some of you are retreating in yourself. You're going to take some rest. Never underestimate the healing power of a quiet moment. Or maybe you need to spend some more time contemplating, spending some more time by yourself. Like some of you have been running too much, doing too much, and now it's time to rest, right? Because the North Node in Aries have told you to rest a bit more. But you're finding it a bit, right? Because this North Node is in a square with Mars, especially by the end of the month. So you're going to be like, no rest. Move. A rolling stone rather gathers no moss, okay? So there could be slow movement, like yoga, like Tai Chi. Maybe you literally just moved and you need to settle, and it's been like a lot. So you need to rest. You need to move your body, but in a calm way, okay? So that you're feeling healthy, revived, rejoiced. Is that all English words? Well, it sounds nice. Let's just say it. So, yeah, I'm going to end your reading here. My lovely Taurus, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. I super appreciate you. Let's move on now to Gemini. Yes, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, let me get the chart up. Gemini. Okay. How are you doing? Because in August you had Jupiter and Mars in your sign. So you must have felt a bit of this restless energy, and then all the retrogrades are kind of holding you back, saying, no, maybe run, but don't run, right? And you probably feel like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to run or not run? I don't get it. So yeah, we still have these two together, but in a much wider conjunction at the beginning of the month. So you're not going to feel this restlessness as much. Virgo season will be in the 4th house. So some of you are moving, okay? Some of you Geminis are moving. You're spending time with your family. But what is happening, this new moon is in opposition with Saturn in the 10th house. So maybe your work is demanding and it's kind of restricting the time that you spend with your family. Maybe you have to work sometimes when you're away with them. If you're visiting them and you need to make some calls or you need to go away and do some work stuff. Could be that you just want to rest because work has been really demanding, because Saturn in the 10th house does give you a lot of responsibilities, a lot of heaviness towards work, especially if you're Gemini rising. You would have felt that if Saturn is in the 10th house. Check your Placidus, right? So yeah, there might be some rest that you want to take, but somehow work is still coming to the little cracks in the wall, right? Telling you, oh, can you maybe check this? Can you maybe do that? So yeah, you could be, oh my God, can you hear that? That's, how do you say that? I think it's I don't know how to call that in English. It's these birds that are flying over, these massive birds, and they're going down and they're grabbing a little mouse. There are quite a few here, and you can hear it like going over. Yeah, havoc. I don't know how to call it. My English is leaving me today. Anyways, so then we have Venus in your 5th house, and Venus is in a conjunction with Lilith, the South Node, and Juno. Okay, and I don't often add asteroids to my readings because I feel like they're already so long. I already have so much to tell, so I don't want to throw more into that. I do take that into account in my stories, and I do take that into account when it's necessary with my clients, okay? But they're not, for me, the main thing I would look at first. They are additions that could have a big impact when they're in a certain position, like now. Because Venus is in a conjunction with Lilith and the South Node. It's in the 5th house. So some of you might hear back from someone from the past, okay? Someone want to reconnect with you. But with Lilith, it's a bit cheeky, right? This is a bit cheeky. Is this someone that is genuine? Is this someone that wants to have control, wants you back? But we have Juno. So Juno does have good intentions. So you're going to have to figure that out if that's what you want. Because very often people let other people control who they should date or be with just because they offer themselves. You have to want that as well, right? Do you want to talk to this person? Do you want to talk this through? Another thing is that maybe because 5th house is about your creativity and your hobbies, so it could be that an idea that you had before, and Venus is creative, it's really creative, and it could be this idea is coming back to you. And you're like, yeah, I had this idea. I didn't do anything with it, but I'm going to do something with it now. So this is really lovely. Go for that. A lot of you Geminis are very creative with Libra in the 5th house, even though sometimes you don't realize it. Creativity goes in a broad sense because it could be being creative with money, being creative with fashion, right? Libra can be about fashion. It can be about art. Whatever art means to you. People have different facets of art and creativity. Okay, so what can I talk about? Yeah, some early degree Geminis, you're going to feel Uranus coming closer to your sun, moon, and rising because Uranus is at 27 degrees. So if you're between 1 and 3 degree Gemini, you're going to feel Uranus already making you restless, bringing you all sorts of ideas. It's making you insanely creative. You're going to have a lot of ideas, and thinking out of the box is something that you're going to do the upcoming time, okay? Pluto is back in your 8th house just for a little bit, just to see, did you learn the lesson? Is that something you're going to do again? Because 8th house is about cycles. So just figure out this person, this pattern, this situation. Something might come back. That was a theme when Pluto was full-time in Capricorn. Now it's just there until the 4th of November, right? So, yeah. Let's go to more towards the end of the month. 17, 18 September, something major, because we're going to have a partial lunar, full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces, which is going to be in your 10th house. And the 10th house is all about it's about your career. It's about your visibility in the world, right? It's about how people see you, how people perceive you. So even if you don't work, this could be how people see you on social media, or what people think of you when they see you on the street. And you might have some creative opportunities. So again, Gemini, I see you bursting of creativity. You might add some intuitive insights to the job that you're having. If you have a spiritual business, right, and it's been hard because Saturn was in the 10th house, so this might have weighted heavy on you, but now the moon and Neptune are going to break open and give you a new vision on where to go with that business, or with any other type of business. Okay, these are also your authority figures. So Saturn in the 10th house could have brought you some complicated situations with bosses and authority figures and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. So let me get you one of those cute secret garden cards, which I think really applies to the surroundings of the garden. It's like a living fairy tale over here. It's really cute. Twilight, surrender to the last hour when the light barely touched the flowers. So maybe you need to surrender in certain situations. I feel like some of you have tried to control a certain situation and it didn't resolve itself. So let time decide what it will be for you, okay? Because time will always tell. Then we have move. So some of you are moving because, right, Virgo season in the 4th house. Some of you are moving. Some of you are moving, removing furniture, redecorating your house, restructuring your house, all these kind of things. It's a perfect month to do that, okay? Dare, take a risk and fly. So there you go, Gemini. Dare to fly, dare to go forward. This is where I end your reading. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you, and I hope to speak and see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Cancer. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let me get your chart up. Okay. Let me get the chart up. Okay. So, Cancer, for you, we have Virgo season in your 3rd house. And it's in an opposition with Saturn in the 9th house, okay? So, if you're going to, some of you are going on a trip, or you're going to travel, and it might be that there might be some delays in your travel, okay? I don't want to scare you. It's going to be fine, but make sure that you bring everything. You take everything with you. You plan everything well. So, and if there's a delay, yeah, you have to be patient because Saturn is always testing your patience. This could also mean the communication with your siblings or sibling is going to be a little bit stagnant, okay? The 3rd house is all about your siblings and your brothers, your sisters, your neighbors as well. And it's the house of communication. So there might be some miscommunication going on. And this could be related also to a past life situation, because we look at the 3rd house, which is Gemini. Gemini is in the 12th house. This is related to, among others, your past life, okay? So it could be that there might be some unresolved stuff that you need to work on, and it's going to help you with your spiritual growth. Because with Jupiter in the 12th house, you are definitely working on your spiritual growth. And if you are on the spiritual path, which I know a lot of you are, you could be into automatic writing or discovering that you can channel or do automatic writing, because Gemini is a sign of the brain, right? It's a sign of intellect. But the 12th house is about communication. So writing skills, channeling skills, poetry skills. These might all come up in the upcoming time. If you are studying, you might be feeling a bit weighted down, okay? A little bit heavy after the holiday, back to school or back to your study. You have to put a bit more effort than usual, okay? This could be a situation that's happening. The South Node and Venus are in the 4th house, so you're maybe going to redecorate your place and like harmonize everything in the house. And this could be because you have moved. Some of you have moved for a job, literally. You're more out of the house, which makes your home a bit more colder than usual. Maybe after the whole quarantine situation, you thought like you had to go back to the office, for example. So for some of you, you have to leave the house more often than you want to, okay? Then there will be a full moon lunar eclipse around the 17th and 18th of September. This is quite a huge one. This in the axis of Pisces, right? This full moon partial lunar eclipse is going to be in Pisces in your 9th house. Once again, highlighting these houses. There is some kind of dedication to spirituality, which is going to help you with understanding the world better, right? And Saturn wants you to be a skeptic. It wants you to say, I'm not going to believe everything I read. I'm going to use some of my discernment to really get there. Again, there could be a trip, the same story that we were talking about before, that could be happening around this eclipse as well as a sudden moving. And just be aware with signing contracts. And I know it's not Mercury retrograde anymore, but Saturn is in an opposition with Mercury. So this could be restricting a little bit the clarity of the words, okay? Let me get you one of those Secret Garden cards. They're super cute. Super cute. Libra season by the end of the month will be more focused on family, visiting family, staying at home, maybe finally have some days at home. You crave to be at home. Wow, look at that. I was talking and this fell out. Rest. Cancer, you need some rest, some of you. Slow down. You don't have to solve everything today. So maybe you're feeling a bit restless. You want to do too many things at the same time. You have Mars in your sign, which makes you a bit more restless, right? This is more towards mid-end of the month. You're going to have Mars in your sign. So yeah, this is going to make you more restless, have more energy. And if you're into swimming or something like that, that's very beneficial actually during this month. So that's my message for you. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Leo. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So this month, let's go back. This month. So we have Virgo in your 2nd house. And 2nd house is all about your money, right? And Virgo is a bit anxious. So if you have Virgo in the 2nd house, it means maybe you have a feeling sometimes that your money is slipping away or that you don't have enough money. So there's always some drive within you, especially Leo rising, to make money so you don't lose it. There is a fear of maybe losing the money, okay? Especially now because Saturn is opposing this new moon. And at the same time, around the 17th and 18th, we have a partial lunar eclipse at 25 degrees. And this is going to impact also these same houses. So money, the government, papers, insurances, management of banks, all your money management. Now it's time to look into that, okay? And see if everything is in order. All your bills are paid. This is not a great time for loans, okay? Saturn in the 8th house is a time for paying off loans, but not asking for a loan. I would go for that when there's no planets there or positive planets like Jupiter. Otherwise, it's a tricky business, okay? I cannot look into your life, so I hope I don't offend anyone, but if you can avoid it, I would avoid it. But if you can't, obviously you can't, right? Pluto is going back to Capricorn until the 4th of November, and it will be in the 6th house. So it's going slightly back into your health section. So it's rechecking how are you dealing with your dietary patterns? How are you dealing with your health? Have you neglected it a bit in the time Pluto was in Aquarius, or did you stick to it? just a little recheck to see if you manage to stay in your healthy cycles, okay? We're all slipping sometimes, very normal. Actually, the last weekend I did a fasting of 2 days, and I didn't realize I've done fasting before, but this was a very hard one. And after 2 days, we had to stop. So you do have to listen to your body when it's the right time to do something like that. But you can just have a healthy diet, doing sports and all those kind of things, okay? Yeah. By the end of the month, we're going to have, again, highlighting, like I said, these houses of money, materials, self-worth. Are you asking the right price for your products, for your services, whatever it is that you're doing? Because we have a square with Jupiter in the 11th house, okay? And it could be that you maybe want to give money to friends right now. That's also not a great idea, because Jupiter is very giving. And now it's in your house of community, of, networking. And Gemini is amazing because it wants to talk about, you can network and get a lot done in the upcoming months. As long Jupiter is in the 11th house, you're very, very good at promoting, and you should definitely take advantage of that. By the end of the month, we have Jupiter in a trine with Venus in Gemini, okay? So this is really highlighting, this is really expanding your charm. This is expanding your way of communication. So there's something very charming about you. So you can sell a lot and get a lot done around this month, okay? I have this cute little secret guarded cards. In Libra season, you will have more emphasis on communication. There might be someone that you need to recommunicate with. This could be a sibling or a neighbor, and maybe you need to rehatch something, okay? Because Libra does like harmony. Let me get like a little sip of water. Okay. Let's see. Patience. Wait for the fruit to ripen. So maybe you're waiting for something, or, someone. You have to be patient. Give it time. Maybe you want to go too fast, but we still have quite some retrogrades in the game. And now it's time to come back to yourself. We also have Mars in the 12th house. So this is probably gonna, lower your energy a little bit more than you're used to. This is more towards the end of the month, okay? Rest. Here we go. Rest. Slow down. You don't have to solve everything today. Actually, Cancer got the same card. So it's time for you to rest a little bit and surrender to the situation, because I feel like the right people, the right person, the right situation is going to come to you. Adapt. You will get yourself where you want to be. This is what we just said, right? This is alignment. This is called alignment. You say something and you draw the right card after that. And that happens a lot. And this is happening when you have the right intention with tarot, okay? Because sometimes I'm seeing a lot of channels lately talking about, people stepping out of tarot or astrology and saying it's bad, it's horrible. It's bad when the intention is bad, okay? When you are, your guides are dark, it's not good. So you have to be on the right frequency, and that's your responsibility as a reader, to keep your energies clean and to stay on a clean diet and to have clean energies. If you don't have clean energies, you are going to attract darker entities and all these kind of things, right? And that's basically in anything what you do. So you need to have the pure intention of helping people, and you also need to work with higher guides, right? Higher guides. Otherwise, that's not a good thing. So you never should work on a lower vibration. So when we are tired or we don't feel like ourselves, we have to take a break from this kind of work. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I just want to share this message, and for whoever needed to hear this, because, don't doubt yourself. There's so much fear around, and so much fear around certain subjects, but nothing has to be bad when the intention is not bad, right? Nothing is good or bad. It's the intention that's put into that. And then it's all fine as long as we let everyone be. So that's my message for you, Leo. Anyways, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Let's move on to Virgo. So first of all, happy birthday to my lovely Virgos. I'm filming this on the 21st of August, and I'm a cusper Virgo, so my birthday is very soon coming up as well. So my fellow lovely Virgos, I'm wishing you a blissful year with so many beautiful opportunities, because with Jupiter in your 10th house, this can absolutely the best time for your career, okay? Especially, I do have to say, especially Virgo rising, but still my Virgos, you can, my Sun Virgos, you will also see an increase in your career, okay? Okay. So, Virgo, for you, we have your season obviously in your first house. This is all about your identity. Who am I and who do I want to be when I'm in a relationship? So Saturn is in opposition with your sun and moon during this new moon in Virgo, which will be at 11 degrees. So check if you have any planets at 11 degrees. Maybe your sun, moon rising, maybe Mercury. Okay, so Saturn will tell you where you will have some karmic lessons or maybe some restrictions. And this could be that, there is some restrictions happening in your relationship, okay? Or things are a little bit colder than usual. If you are single, you might be feeling a bit heavy, why can't I attract anyone? Why is that not possible? Or, and what Saturn is doing is creating some kind of responsibility, and the sun and the moon in the first house is telling you to be your authentic self. So the right person can come when you are your authentic self, because with Saturn, it's not saying that you can't attract anyone. It's usually about a more serious relationship, right? You want to attract someone that is more on the same level. You're not going to go anymore for these cheesy, quick relationships, okay? A lot of Virgos are done with that. So your focus is now a lot on your authenticity. Who are you? What are your goals for the upcoming year? So what goals do you want to set for the year? And what do you want to achieve? This is so important, because this is your year, your best year for now, at least for a lot of years ahead for career, okay? So now is the time to expand, to show yourself to the world and show what you are capable of, because some of you have been hiding your capabilities, and now it's time to show them and reveal them to the world. We have the South Node in a conjunction with Libra in the second house, and the South Node has been draining your money a little bit, okay? It's been quick and now we have Venus there. So it could be that some of that money lost is going to come back. Could be through work you've done before or something you've done before, or an old client coming back saying, hey, I want to rehire you. This is the money I want to give you. I was actually really happy with you, but circumstances, blah, blah, blah. So this could be happening. We have Mercury in a square with Uranus, and if you're an early degree Virgo ascendant, so between 0 and 3 degrees, Uranus is coming very close to your midheaven as well, okay? And this means that there could be a shift in your work, a sudden unexpected move. Some of you are going to work more online, be on social media, or you're gonna invent something so creative that's gonna put you on the map, okay, with your work. So there are a lot of positive things going on. Pluto is back in your 5th house just for a little bit, to rechecking the themes of when Pluto was in Capricorn. It will stay in Capricorn until the 4th of November, okay? So it will be there for a little while longer. You will especially be impacted if you're late degree Virgo, Okay. And not only do we have the subjects of authenticity, choosing yourself, stepping up for yourself, right? Maybe some of you are stepping up in a relationship, or you're stepping up towards other people, because seventh house is also about business partnership or one-on-one relationships. You're no longer taking certain situations, you're standing up for yourself, right? So you're gonna do things differently, and this full moon partial lunar eclipse is going to enhance that. It will be in Pisces, and we're going to have that at 25 degrees. So if you have your sun, moon, or rising at 25 degrees, you will be highly impacted by this full moon, okay? So this is about also the integration of your intuition and your intellect and bringing things into realization. Now is the time to dare and to break free from certain patterns, because we have Uranus also in the mix, which is pushing you towards thinking outside of the box. And Virgo, you like things safe sometimes in your comfort zone. But now you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll do something else. Maybe I'll do something different, because this is the time I want to go for a new exciting path that is more suiting for you. Okay? By the end of the month, we have Libra in your second house, right? Libra season. And this will hopefully bring in some more money for you, because you've had a bit of a bumpy ride with your financial situation. So if, money can come your way, and if there is a sign that knows how to make money, it is definitely Virgo. So you do know how to make money and how to earn it all back. I have this cute card deck, Secret Garden. And look, it's quite similar here. It's a little bit of a fairy tale land. Yeah, I cannot show you the whole scene. Not today, but I'm gonna get you a card. Dream. Have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself in a good book. So maybe treat yourself this month. Treat yourself for your birthday. If this is your birthday month, right? Go for a nice dinner. What is it that you want? Maybe get a new hairstyle. Get something done that you love, okay? And I'm not meaning anything related. I mean, it's up to you if you want plastic surgery, but that's not what I mean, right? Whatever makes you feel good, though. Because I see this hype of plastic surgery so much. I'm seeing it everywhere. And as a spiritual being, why are we promoting, and why are there so many people out there still promoting that when you're on the path of spirituality? Because ultimately we're souls in a body, and we're gonna get wrinkles, we're gonna get wrinkles. What you can do is have the healthiest, best life, so you don't get as many, right? As many as you should. But as someone, I don't know. I don't want to be judgmental, but us Virgos are a little judgmental. We are. But yeah, I mean, if you promote self-love, you have to love yourself all the way. So you don't need to change anything if you love yourself. And this is important, especially, if you're on a spiritual path. And I'm not attacking anyone who has done it, because we were not perfect. And if you think it's really beautiful, okay, that's totally fine, But I always say you're really beautiful and you're good enough as you are. You don't have to be perfect for other people, because ultimately this is something you do for someone else, and maybe for yourself as well. If you have some extreme things that need help, I totally get that, right? And if that makes you happy, I totally get that. But there are people that were so beautiful. I'm talking about those people that were so beautiful already, and they needed nothing done, nothing. And yeah, I just wanted to tell those people that they are so beautiful. Nothing needs to change, right? Dream. So dream away and play. Maybe you need some playtime, okay? Doing something fun. Like I said, whatever it is that you want to do, read a book, go out, have fun, enjoy. This is your time, Virgo. So that's my message for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel, subscribe to it. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. And I hope to see and speak to you next time. Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Let's move on to Libra. So, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You are literally waiting for your season, right? Because when we are in Virgo season, that's going to be in your 12th house. And 12th house is all about dreams. It's about your past lives. It's about resting. And this is in an opposition with Saturn, and this is in your 6th house. So Libra, very important that you're looking at your health right now. Mental health, body health. Have you been overworking yourself, overdoing things? Because Saturn does give you a lot of responsibilities, but this season is telling you, and this we have a new moon in Virgo, and this is going to be at 11 degrees, and then we have a full moon partial lunar eclipse on the 17th, 18th, depending on where you're located. It's going to be at 25 degrees in Virgo. And this is going to really tell you to take a moment of rest. So if you work, and then maybe after work, take some time for yourself, right? Not run off and do too many things. Also, Saturn could be restricting your diet. Maybe you're eating less than usual, or you're eating not as healthy as you should because you're having a bit of stress. So this is the time and the month, right, where you're going to change things, change your routines, change your diet, and you're going to change the way you're doing things. So I said change a lot of times, so this is very, very important for you. Jupiter in the 9th house is really triggering things like travel, and you might be want to be teaching things. So you're going to teach other people, or you're going to be taught different opportunities. You're going to be taught how to you're going to maybe be taught how to teach. This is what I want to say, because Jupiter is the teacher and has a lot of wisdom. So you are obtaining a lot of wisdom right now through maybe workshops or studies, and these have to be things that are really fun for you, okay? Because Jupiter wants to have fun. It doesn't want to be stuck in a study you don't want to do. So pick something you really like on the side. The South Node is in your sign, and it's in a conjunction with Venus and Lilith and Juno. So this is all about maybe someone from the past coming back and shaking things up a little bit, and you're like, what is this? Is this genuine or is it not genuine? Because the first house is usually about your authenticity, about yourself, your identity. But when you have first house Libra, you need someone to relate to. So that's why, especially if you're a Libra rising, it's hard for you to relate when you are single. That's why it feels difficult sometimes. But important for you, for all Libras, is to find a relationship, because Aries is in the 7th house. So you're picking a partner that's independent, but you also need to pick someone that makes you feel independent, that you're not giving away all your power to someone else. So you're gonna have to find the right balance, okay? Compromise. So it's you have to find the right balance between those two. We have Mercury in the 12th house, okay? And especially at the beginning, it's still in a square with Uranus. So there's going to be some communication that will be a bit, how do I say that? No, I have to rephrase that. Mercury retrograde. Give me some time. I'm going to say it right. Because if I forget something, I'm getting a comment. No, this is not that. This is not that. You forgot to say this. Yes, I know. But otherwise, my video is 6 hours. If I tell everything, every detail, and trust me, that it does hit me. I'm a Virgo. We are all about details, but I cannot tell you all the details. But I'm doing my best, okay? Uranus in the 12th house, okay? In a square with Mercury in the 12th house in a square with Uranus, and it's going to really be about unexpected dreams, and you could be having insights, flashes of insight. So some of you are definitely getting some kind of Kundalini awakening. Maybe you're doing some kind of healing, or you could be having intuitive insights that are going to help you with your future, perspectives, because I feel a lot of you are planning a lot of things for the future. You're going to change things. You're not going to do things the same as you did before. With Venus there, with the conjunction with the South Node, you're going to now add love to yourself in the mix. I'm going to love myself. And then you'll see what happens, who comes, if you're in a relationship or not, right? Because with Chiron in the 7th house, it has created some bumps in the road, but at the same time, you're learning to choose you and to love you. So I just want to compliment you that you come this far and that you've done so well. And yeah, I almost want to say I love you. I'm feeling a lot of love today. So, Secret Garden cards, which I think is cute because this environment a little bit looks like that. Play. So Libra, it's time for a little bit of play, especially with Jupiter in the 9th house. Freedom, traveling, fun, play. Life doesn't always have to be so serious, okay? Dare, take a risk and fly, Libra. So whatever risk you need to take, you know what to do. Okay? I'm not saying crazy risk, like too crazy, but persevere. Leave no stone unturned. So don't give up. If things don't seem to work right away, right? If you have a goal and it's like not working right away, keep going. We had so many retrogrades, August, September. They're a bit of slow months. So give yourself time and patience and keep going after what you want. Because I know a lot of you have figured out a lot of things what you want to do. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you and I hope to see you next time. Let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, we have Virgo season in your 11th house. And 11th house, so we have this new moon on the 2nd and 3rd of September in your 11th house, and it is opposing Saturn in the 5th house, okay? And this is all about your community. This is about your friendships. And for you, because Virgo is a sign that likes true friends, right? This is about, I'm picky about my friends. So you, Scorpio, you're very picky about your friends. You like friends that are loyal and that are there for each other. And this will definitely be highlighted. So maybe you want to hang out with your friends. You want to, hang out with them, spend some time with them. We do have Saturn in the 5th house in an opposition. So there could be some restriction with children, with your partner, okay? And it could be that maybe you need to present something in the public because 11th house is also about the public. So maybe you're presenting your work or a workshop, and Saturn in the 5th house could be holding you back a little bit. Maybe you're feeling this creative block that you're not fully, that's not allowing you to express fully what it is that you want to say, or you're scared to present your true creativity. Because we do have, on the other hand, during this partial full moon lunar eclipse on the 17th, 18th of September, will be around 25 degrees. And we have Neptune there as well. So Neptune is telling you to go for this creativity, even though it feels like maybe that's not something you truly should do or truly should go for. But maybe it's not as crazy as you think it is, okay? Could be your friends and your romantic partner clashing a little bit or not fully in alignment with each other, or maybe some jealousy there. But yeah, every case is different, right? That's why I can't fully explain everything in one go. We have Venus in a conjunction at the beginning of the month with the South Node. The South Node has been in the 12th house, okay? And this means that there are people or a person coming back from a past life. This could be romantic. With Venus, mainly, yeah, it's romantic. Could be coming back, and the question is this person coming back genuinely or not, okay? And with Libra in general in the 12th house, Scorpio, you're someone, you don't like to show off too much your relationships. You're someone that keeps things more private. You don't want to share with the world, you know, maybe all these lovey-dovey pictures. Look at me and my romantic partner. You're someone, you like to be behind the scenes with your partner, spending time at home, maybe, you know, being alone together in a way, and just resting is something you desire. And for some of you that are feeling a bit blocked, is because Libra in the 12th house can sometimes block your desire, because it becomes a subconscious and unconscious desire that is in you, but you're not really speaking out about it. Okay, so Pluto is slightly moving back into Capricorn, and it will be in Capricorn until the 4th of November. So this will be in your 3rd house, skipping back, going back to communication, maybe revising something you've studied before, going over old cycles that you've had before with your siblings, with your study, like I said, with your neighbors, just to see, did you get everything, you know, when Pluto was in Capricorn. So it can move into Aquarius after the 4th of November. Okay, so what else can I tell you? I'm gonna get you a card, Secret Garden, because otherwise this video is gonna be massively long. We have Libra season as well in the 12th house. Look at that, release. So if you're into hypnosis or like release techniques, releasing blockages, releasing stuff from the body, this is a great month to do it, especially also by the end of the month. Releasing romantic patterns as well. Like if you have struggled in romance, you can release some romantic patterns, because there's always something there, and sometimes it's from a past life, so you're not fully conscious of that. Move. Okay, some of you moving. And when Pluto is so close to your 4th house cusp, especially if you're an early rising Scorpio, you would have Pluto close to the cusp. It could create a sudden move. This move could bring some extremes, right? Some ups and downs, and you will find the right way. But first you have to go through some extremes to get there. Same with family. Some upheaval in family, with family members, and yeah, that needs some resolution. If you have early degree moon like me, or sun, you will have Pluto in a square with your sun, moon, and rising. Okay, and this will bring up karma with moon females, men with the sun, and when it's your rising, it's usually battles with yourself. Okay. And yeah, if you've been following my channel, I do have a lot of karma with my mother and with females in my life. And I'm really trying to break these cycles. And when I broke some of those cycles and I was standing up for myself, this is where my partner came into my life. So that was my cycle I needed to break, but it was a very difficult one. Anyways, it's not about me, but I'm taking it as an example. Success, okay? So Scorpio, you can succeed. I feel this is a month where you can have some fun, some rest, and mix those two. Have fun, go out, meet your friends, promote your things. Don't let your maybe insecurity of showing your true self to other people hold you back, because actually, you know, people are more fond of you than you think, or people are more, how do you say that? Yeah, they really believe in what you're doing. So don't be ashamed to talk about what you're doing, your work, your workshop, whatever it is that you're doing. Speak more about it, okay? So that's my message for you. I hope you like this video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much, Scorpio. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have Virgo season in the 10th house. So we have this new moon in Virgo on the 2nd or 3rd of September 2024. I don't know why I said that with that. I got distracted for a moment. So it's in your 10th house, and this new moon will be at 11 degrees, and it will be in an opposition with Saturn in the 4th house. So this is about your family, Okay, so your family situation might be taking a bit more responsibility from you. So you need to maybe take care of a family member, but at the same time, work is gonna take off as well. You might have more work, you might have more responsibilities as work, so it might be quite a busy time for you. At the same time, there could be friends coming back from the past. We have the South Node in the 11th house, and it's in a conjunction with Venus and Lilith. Some of these friends could become more than friends. Some are just friends coming back, okay? Some are the sex you're attracted to, and they could be coming back as a friend, but wanting more as a friend, okay? So see if that's what you want or not. Because with Lilith and Juno, it's dubious. It's like, yes, I want this, or is this a cheeky thing? This could be both. Because Lilith is really cheeky, it's powerful, it's raw, and it's a bit of a sexual energy, whereas Juno is more innocent, right? And it wants commitment. So are you coming back for that or that? So people could have two motives, and they need to figure out which side they're going to choose to be on, okay? So yeah, this partial lunar eclipse on the 17th or 18th of September is going to also be in the same axis of the 4th house and the 10th house, okay? Some of you are making your home situation, your home, a business, right? And this could be bringing in some obstacles. You might have moved for business, or you moved for family and now you're looking for business. These are the situations that could be coming up. To break down this karmic cycles, make sure to keep the house clean, because Virgo likes it clean, and since it's in a connection with Saturn this month, keep the house clean, decorate it in a beautiful way, keep the there might be some solutions coming with the family situation, or a new situation will be brought up during this eclipse especially, okay? And we have Jupiter in a square with this full moon in the 7th house, okay? So some of you are in a relationship, or you could have met someone. This is definitely the year Sagittarius, especially for Sagittarius rising, to meet someone new, okay? To meet a new love in your life, if that's something you want. But you have to be open to receive and to really see who's right for you. Because if you're not in the right place yet, you're still attracted to people that are not good for you. So you can attract people, but they're maybe not the right person. And sometimes the right person is next to you, but you're not attracted to them because they're not exciting enough. And that means that you still have to work on your self-love, okay? And we don't have to be attracted to everyone, right? Like, some people you just can't force it. And I don't mean it like that. But sometimes someone is better than you think, but you're shutting yourself off to that. And that's something what I've done in the past as well. So I'm talking from experience. So I have these lovely Secret Garden cards. So let me get you some cards. So by the end of the month, it's time to have some fun, okay? After the 22nd of September, have some fun. We have Libra season. Be present. So it's important for you to stay in the moment so you don't get overwhelmed or stressed, because there are a lot of situations happening for you simultaneously. Use the hours, don't count them. So just be in the moment and do, instead of looking ahead, and you might feel a bit stressed with all the things you still need to do, okay? Serenity. Value quiet days with only the rustling leaves breaking the silence. So you hear now, you see my hair flipping always. Maybe you need to sit in the garden, on the balcony, in the park, or outside somewhere, just for a moment, and come back to yourself for a little bit, okay? And find your serenity. So you come back and you feel your intuition once again. Some of you, you're working on your rooting, okay? And when you don't feel what you're feeling, you can't really make the decisions that you need to. So Anyways, that's my message for you, my amazing Sagittarius. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So before I start with Virgo season, which is your fellow Earth sign, you're gonna have Pluto moving back into your sign just for a little bit until the 4th of November. So you're going back into your old cycles and patterns that have been happening regarding dominate and being dominated, right? About control. Have you truly let go of control? Are you able to stand up for yourself when you need to? So use the power of Pluto in the right way. So you will get some of these tests in between that time. Now, we will have a new moon in Virgo on the 2nd or 3rd of September, depending on your location. And it's in your 9th house. So some of you are definitely going to travel. This new moon will be at 11 degrees. So you'll get an extra boost from this new moon if you have your sun, moon, or rising at 11 degrees. And then we have this full moon, partial lunar eclipse on the 17th or 18th of September, and this will be at 25 degrees in Virgo, in Pisces, but in opposition with the sun in Virgo. And again, you could have a bit of a boost. So some of you are definitely traveling. There could be some delays with this trip because when we have this new moon in Virgo, we have an opposition with Saturn, which could be slowing things down. If you're starting to go back to school or studying or anything like that, it could be feeling a bit heavier. This is because Saturn is slowing things down and wants you to take your time, be meticulous, and work hard towards your goals. So don't give up. It's not you why things are feeling heavy. It's definitely Saturn that is bringing some heaviness into the situation, and therefore it's more difficult to study. Same with communication with siblings. With Saturn in the 3rd house, you could have felt there were more obstacles talking with your siblings or with your neighbors, and now you're getting some going to have some new conversations where you can wait and listen to each other patiently so you can resolve the situation if you have siblings or neighbors that you need to talk to. Otherwise it doesn't count for you. I'm just explaining the different possible situations. Jupiter is in the 6th house, so this is really positive for work. It's expanding your clients, right? It's all about your routines. Jupiter could make you a bit more restless, okay? A bit more restless about what you're doing. You might decide to teach people or create a certain workshop, and but it's usually in the area where you're already in, okay? When you're really going big about something new, that's the 10th house or the 11th house, but not the 6th. This is more about your day-to-day routines, and this is bringing also good communications with your colleagues. Okay, so this eclipse, like I said, is going to be in the same axis of the 9th and 3rd house. So again, this story is going to continue, and it will also impact your health and your work. So make sure that when you travel, that you have some rest, or if you have so much to study or you're feeling a bit I'm trying to speak Dutch. Oh, this Mercury retrograde is really not helping me. Anyways, I want to say a little, which is beetje in Dutch. Een beetje. A little. Yeah. So now I'm speaking Dutch again almost every day, which is really weird because I haven't done that for a very long time. So now I'm getting used to speaking Dutch. So I'm saying Dutch words in my video. So definitely it could impact your health, or you could be feeling a little bit overwhelmed with everything happening in your life, okay? Because family might be a little bit restricted right now. Work, you could be getting clients back from the past, going back from the past and asking to work with you again, or some company wants you back, this is because the South Node is in the 10th house and it's in a conjunction with Venus. Okay, so maybe they're saying, hey, I would like to work again with you. And you have to decide if that's something that you want to do, or maybe they want you back in the office and you're like, I prefer to work from home. But then Chiron is there, so you're in this a little bit in a state of confusion. Do I want to work from home? Do I want my own business? Do I want to do this or that? You're in a time of figuring things out, okay? And you will, okay? And at least at work, people are going to appreciate what you're doing. So you will attract more clients and more potential, especially also by the end of the month when the sun is going into Libra. So I have this cute little cards, Secret Garden, and I'm going to draw you a card. Be present. So Sagittarius got the same card. So Capricorn, it's really important for you to be present. Know that all things will pass, even difficult times will pass. It's just temporarily. So it's time for you to take a breather and relax a little bit. If you can't decide now, that means you shouldn't be deciding now, okay? It will come at the right time. Wallflower. Look for the crack in the concrete and you will find a way out, okay? There's always a way out. And I don't mean in that way, okay? Because that's the way out and you have to do it all over again in your next life. I'm meaning a way out as in solutions. And sometimes all you need is time. All you need is time, okay? Not all you need is love, but all you need is time. Yes? Listen. You see, you have to listen to your intuition, because your intuition is going to tell you exactly what steps to take and where to move forward to. So give it a little time, okay? Because things are a bit all over the place right now, but they will settle down. And if you can go on a holiday or have a little break, you know, take some rest in between, because you definitely need it. And things are gonna be a lot better a lot sooner, okay? And that's my message for you. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to speak to you next time. So let's move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this Virgo season in your 8th house. So 8th house is all about your cycles in life, right? These are the patterns. These are financial situation. This is not your own money. This is money coming from the government, money that you invest, money coming from third parties or from your partner, right? So there needs to be some management of money, because this new moon in Virgo, which will happen at 11 degrees, will be in an opposition with Saturn. And later, during this full moon partial lunar eclipse, we again have the same axis highlighted, because we will have this full moon in Pisces, okay? And there is now time needed for money management and to see how much you saved, how much you can spend. If you are taking a loan, just be really careful about the details and what are the conditions of this loan. It's very important. You do have Jupiter in the 5th house, so you are entering a really creative period. You want to create, you want to maybe write something. Could be writing, it could be a new hobby that you're starting, okay? Starting a new hobby, could be photography, whatever it is. You feel more outburst of creativity, and this could make you more attractive. That's why you could be attracting a potential new love. And because we also have the South Node in the 9th house this month, at the beginning of the month, it's in a conjunction with Venus. So someone could be coming back from a distance, okay? From far overseas, maybe someone you met on a holiday or someone from another culture that you are starting to date, okay? You could be traveling there, they could be traveling to you, and you're going to pick up where you left off. It's not for everyone, but for some of you, I'm sure it is. So now Pluto went back into Capricorn, and it went back into the 12th house. It's going to be there until the 4th of November. You're going to just revisit the lessons that you had when Pluto was in the 12th house, which is more about the subconscious, unconscious side of yourself. It's about cleaning up the karmic cycles on how to use power. In the 12th house, you don't realize you have the power to stand up for yourself. Whereas when Pluto is in the first house, you're going to be very aware of that. So there will be some push and pull, some control, being controlled, okay? And these situations will lead into a healthy cycle of having boundaries and standing up for yourself, not being controlled, but also not controlling the outcome, because ultimately we don't know what's going to happen, right? Life is unpredictable in so many ways. And I'm saying that because even as an astrologer, we can only see things up till a certain point, but there are times that we have to let go. We cannot be in this control state all the time. When we let go, there is space and new things can come into your life, okay? And I'm saying this, and actually the sun is starting to come out a little bit. So I just want to tell you that the sun will start to come out for you. And some of you are, like I said, traveling, so doing sports. You might want to do some sports this month. You have Mars in the sign of Cancer, which is great for swimming or doing water activities if you're into that. Secret guarding. You might be into like diving, wakeboarding, surfing, these kind of things. Look at these cards. They're so suiting with the surroundings, don't you think? Okay. Let's get you a card. I'm getting Wallflower. Look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. So some of you are in a difficult situation. May it be money situation, relationship situation, work situation. But you know what? You're going to find the way, the solution. Sometimes, and I said the same thing with Capricorn actually, sometimes all you need is time to figure things out. Listen to your intuition, Aquarius. Listen to your intuition. They will tell you where to go, what to do. Serenity. Spend your time in nature, outside, on a holiday. Take a break, read a book, and when you don't know what to decide, it's usually because you're too busy with so many other things that are preventing you from seeing the truth, that preventing you from seeing what it is that you need to do, because opportunities are waiting for you. It's just waiting for the right time. And Jupiter in the 5th house can give you a lot of opportunities, especially in, making your hobby a business, for example, or because it's very communicative, it could be something like a blog or something related to writing or sales or communication. So keep expressing yourself authentically and you will be absolutely fine. That's my message for you, my lovely Aquarius. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Even though, Pisces, this is not your season, this month is definitely quite big for you because we have this partial lunar full eclipse in your sign. And it will be at 25 degrees. So if you have your moon, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or maybe Venus or a big planet at 25 degrees, you will be highly impacted. So check which planet is there. So we start off with this new moon in Virgo on the 2nd or 3rd of September, depending where you're located. That will be in the 7th house of partnerships. So there will be a lot of emphasis on relationships, business relationships, and maybe you're feeling that because Saturn is in the 1st house, it's in an opposition with this new moon. So you could be weighted down and you could have, on one hand, a partner who's very supportive of you, who's really helping you to get through all of that. But it could also be, you could be feeling that you're giving too much away for your partner, okay? Spending too much of your energy to other people. So you're in a cycle where there's a bit of a push and pull, okay? And this could be the same with a business partner, okay? You feel like you're weighted down, you're taking all the responsibilities, and you need to talk with each other about this situation, okay? Jupiter in the fourth house does make a beautiful placement to move, to sell a house, to buy a house, which is going to help you with your finances, okay? Because we have the South Node in your 8th house, and it's in a conjunction with Venus, and this all has to do with your third-party finances. So it could be that maybe something you invested before, like a house or like an investment at a certain site, or whatever investment you've done, you might be getting something back from that now. And you could either use that money to invest in a property, which is the right time to do now, or you're going to invest it in yourself, which is also a good investment, right? Pluto is back in the 11th house, really retesting you and revising your friendships. Have you learned that lesson? Your community, are you with the right people around you? Okay, this will be the last time it's in Capricorn. It will go back on the 4th of November in Aquarius, and it will be highlighting more about your subconscious state, your subconscious patterns, and you have a huge chance to let those things go, right? Go back to your ancestral patterns or past lives. If you can do any type of cleansing regarding to that, that would be absolutely great. Okay, I'm getting a phone call. I really hope that doesn't come true in the video. I'm almost done. Come on. Okay, there's some things we have to arrange with the house. As you can see, like if you watch my channel before, we are living in a different location, much bigger location. I have walked a lot since I'm here because we have 2 houses, and one of them is going to be a retreat center. But I don't want to talk too much about myself because I'm getting comments that I talk too much about promoting myself, and I'm just here to give you the information, but I'm so excited that I cannot help myself. So I'm sorry for the people that are bothered by that, but I'm just excited about this new opportunity, and I'm here to help you doing the same thing. That's really my goal. I want you to have your dream life. I want you to follow your path. And I've been to a lot of difficult times, a lot of difficult cycles, and that's why I decided to do this type of work, because I want to make everyone, bring them into a higher vibration so you can be as successful and go with the cycle of astrology, right? Anyways, so very focused on relationships, money, investments, all these kind of things. I have this beautiful Secret Garden cards, which are very similar to the area. So I'm going to give you a card, Pisces. Joy. So see joy in every situation. I feel like some of you need to have some fun. You need to go out there. You need to enjoy a little bit and let go of all the things that, especially if you have Saturn right now at 15 degrees. If you have a 15 degree sun, moon, and rising, or around 15 degrees, you have Saturn on your sun, moon, and rising, and it's going to weigh you down a little bit. But it's going into hidden depths. So it is really there for you to pull out this thing that's been bothering you, that's been stuck with you for a while, but you weren't ready to admit it. And sometimes we have to dwell a little bit into our emotions to really touch it, get there, and resolve it. Okay? Discover. So you're in a cycle of discovery. Discovering what it is that is important to you. Maybe you want to start your own family. Maybe you will start to realize what is important to you. And this is what the cycle also with Saturn and this eclipse is pointing out, because this full moon is in the first house. What do you want, Pisces? What it is that makes you authentic? What are the mask needs to go? Now you need to be your full and true self. So discover, what is it that you like? And you cannot know what you like if you don't discover, right? We don't have to go for the first option in relationships, in jobs, in everything. You have to see what is it that suits you before you settle with a job you don't like, with a person that is not fitting with you. There is no rush, and Saturn is going to show you all those things. Bloom, right? It's time to bloom for you. So you will see a lot of, because Jupiter is going to bring this energy through you and you're going to blossom. So it's time for discovery. It's time to see what it is that you like. Get your finances and investments and things in order if they are being highlighted, okay? Because doing a new investment is not necessarily the best time, okay? The South Node is bringing back old situations, but it can also cut off. So it's best to let it go until the South Node is gone out of the 8th house, right? And then you're safer to go. So that's my message for you, my amazing Pisces. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.